Okay, character that I'm talking about is the Prime Minister of India, Modi. And before we dig into the story of Modi, and let's have a brief overview among all the politicians. Like, for example, our former president, Mr. Ma, he is famous for his, in his administration, there is without corruption. And for the current president in Taiwan, Ms. Tsai, she is famous for selling the fear of prostrate of fear to people and making them uh, spark their love to Taiwan. So what I want to say here is that every politician have their own clear value, and normally you just have to have one clear value is enough for you to win the election. But Modi is different. Modi is a combination of these politicians. He has multiple clear value, and that's why he has become the most popular prime minister in India's history. Okay, and here's an outline of today's presentation. First, I'll start with a brief intro of Modi. And then I'm going to talk about why Modi deserved to be in time 100, and I'll put the reason into three aspects, which are domestic reason and international reason and personal reason. And at the end, I will have a brief conclusion. Here comes the intro. And first, he born in northeastern India and in 1950. And now he's like 72 years old. And second, he come from labor level. He was selling tea at his dad's stall in the train station when he was 8 years old. So this is why he becomes part of the reason that why he becomes so popular in India, because before his presidency, the prime minister are all come from the political family, and that's what uh, India people are all tired of. And the third one is highly self-disciplined and workaholic. Modi worked 16 hours a day and never quit a day in his political career. And he also wake up at 4 o'clock every morning to do yoga. And he wants all the India people start doing yoga by following him. So he also have a YouTube clip that he is doing yoga on YouTube, and it's more than 1 million views. And the last one, he's a nationalist and conservative, 民族主义和保守主义者. And the reason why I say this is because he is a Hindu, which means people who believe in Hinduism. So in his policy, he always favor Hinduism and crowd out the welfare of other religion. Therefore, it created a severe religious violence between Muslim and Hindu and caused thousands of casualties when he's still the governor, which makes the democratization in India move backward. And the reason why I say he's a conservative is because uh, he joined a group which is RSS when he was 8 years old, and this group put emphasis on abstinence and singleism, so which means it's a very conservative group. So, and it formed his personality. And now we're gonna start from the domestic reason of why Modi deserved to be in times 100. And I'll list out 5 supportive ideas. And first idea would be the result now. Okay, and he led BJP to be the ruling party in 2019 and gained more than half seats in House of the People. BJP is Indu Renmin and which is the party that Modi belongs to. And this record The last time this happened was 30 years ago, so you can tell how popular Modi is in India. And the second one, he spread nationalism in the country by taking hardline stands on border issue with Pakistan and China, and successfully sparked the patriotism of Indian. For example, in 2019, 2 months before the election, Modi was strongly criticized by his opponent on economic issues and failing to fulfill his commitment from last time's election, which makes him fall into an unfavorable situation. However, a terrorist organization attacked Kashmir, Kashmir, and killed 44 Indian police. Therefore, Modi quickly seized a great opportunity to fight back and sent 12 jets into the border city in Pakistan to drop bombs and successfully arouse patriotism among Indian people. And this will become the turning point of the election and put Modi back to his second presidency. So from this incident, you can clearly realize that Modi is really good at sparking people's patriotism and selling the fear and arouse their love to their country. And the third one is he voted to end the culture of corruption. Like I just said, the president before Modi are all from political families, so they have a certain culture in their administration, and which is corruption. So Modi is the one that voted to end this culture. And the fourth one is he used Hinduism to turn India into autocracy and reinforce the die-hard Hinduism fans. The concrete policy include the ban of alcohol and the strict protection toward cattle, but because the cow are the most holy animal for Hinduism. So that's why he has a strict protection toward cattle. So, but these actions undoubtedly caused some social problem and didn't well consider the right of certain industry and family. The certain industry include the industry that raise the cow and sells the cow in the market. And the fifth one, when Modi has already won the heart of 1.4 billion people, how can he not be one of the most influential person on the globe? And this sentence will be the conclusion of why Modi deserves to be in time 100 domestically. And now we're going to jump into the international region for why Modi deserves to be in time 100. And India is the crucial partner to every alliance in Asia, including these organizations, are all actively recruiting India in the initial stage. Well, the organization in green color are widely considered as the American U.S. side, and the one in red color is considered in the Chinese side. And as for the second and third organization, the first and third organization, Quad and IPEF, these two are regarded as American U.S. alliance to against the China power. And the CPTPP and RCEP are two groups that aim to cut the tariff to zero. And the Belt and Road Initiative, I think there's no need for me to say more about this because this is the most famous and controversial one. And all these groups are actively recruiting India. So you can know India has a very crucial role in Asia, not because it has like the second largest population in the world, but because its location and its political influence in Asia. And the second one is strike India strike a great balance between China, US, Russia, and EU. And I'll take Russian-Ukraine war for example. Like in this time's Russian-Ukraine war, US and EU like they ban Russia from exporting their natural resources, but there and the country that break this rule and buy the natural resources will be like strictly condemned by these two great power. But India is the only exception. India kept buying the oil from Russia with a very low price and then make profit from this. But EU and US didn't like make any strict comment on this because they want for US they want India to keep becoming one of the member of Quad and IPEF, all these organizations that is held for uh, confronting China. Because for US now their biggest enemy is still China, so they want to like have a great relationship with India. And as for EU, they because there's a lot of Indian people that migrate to EU or other country, important country in Europe. So they have a great influence in uh, for the policymaker in EU. And the second reason is that India has a great base of population, so for it's a great base for EU to promote their uh, environmental friendly policy in India. So they have many corporate protocol about this. So that's why I mean India strike a great balance between China, US, Russia, and EU. India never chooses side to stand. He is always neutral, and because of its own advantage, like many great part of India. So these great power are all they want India to become their side. And the third one is they build a close knit relationship with democratic countries, and that is what I mentioned, the alliance with USA. And here comes the personal reason. Well, first of all, he is a self-disciplined person, never take a day off in his career. And the second one is he is a self-made street fighter. And these two reasons put him to become the most popular prime minister in India's history. And here's the conclusion. He is brilliant at manipulating domestic and international politics. Like, I mean, manipulating international politics is that he know what's happening now and what he have to do to become the neutral one and with its own great interests. Uh, and the second one is he create a great image of himself. Like he created an image of he is an uh, hardworking and also but also a person that comes from the labor family and a normal person in India. And because I said he's a Hinduism, so his image is to encourage people in India that everyone can become in his position because he's an Hinduism and come from labor level. And there's nothing special about him. The only thing is that he has a great self-control system and uh, he know how to, and he's working hard. And all these reasons, like domestic and international and personal international influence and personal charisma caused him to become one of the influential person in Times 100. Okay, so this is the end of my presentation.
Thank you very much. Right, I think Ken offered a really exhaustive coverage of the topic. I believe that after the presentation, you will know more about this controversial but also highly influential political leader. All right, so can we start with any question or comment?
Hi, it's Sean, and I have a question for you. We all know that Mordi has refused to participate in the Road and Belt initiative. Uh, Also, we can hear the conflict in the border from time to time. Do you think uh, there will be a great conflict in his term of office, or it's just a strategy, a political strategy to barter with China?
Sorry, could you please say it again? Thank you.
Uh, do you think there will be a great conflict in his term of office, or it's just strategy, political strategy to bargain with China
You mean the border issue with China?
for the issue and Bell and the 一带一路? He
Oh,
refused to take part in 一带一路 after his take the office.
got it, got it. No, no, no. I don't think there will be like a great conflict. But border conflict might be continued because border conflict is like a little tactic for him to like raise the patriotism of Indian people again. So this is obviously going to happen in the future, but it won't become a greater like conflict. What he wants is just the international or domestic concern about this event, and then raise the discussion of in the in Indian people. And uh, the the Belt and Road Initiative, I think this is just based on their own interests. It's nothing about the political. Oh, there might be like they. It's a great reason, for them to like maintain the relationship with China, of course. But I think mainly is because of their their own interests.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. I think it's a very important question. Yeah, I think, of course, I think just like what Ken told us, so Modi is a really complicated person. I think I also have a question for you. Yeah, I really like what you said about his own manipulation of people and domestic politics. So, can we describe Modi as a populist, just like Donald Trump? I think he's really famous for making people happy, right? We know during the pandemic last year, even when the infection rate is pretty high, I think he still insisted on continuing with some celebrations of Hinduism. I think because he believed that this can still helping to gain more popularity among the Hindus. So what do you think? Do you think it's fair to describe him as a populist?
Uh,
I think by populist, I mean it's a politician who knows how to, yeah, who knows how to make people just happy. They just offer what people really want. But sometimes they may also hurt the country. Yeah, somehow like what Donald Trump did during his presidency.
well, I'm not pretty sure what the policy he made is on purpose or is his real thought of the incident, because uh, he has he come from a country, and he joined several conservative group. So maybe this formed his mind now, but might there can also be other reason, like he want the more supporters, so he want to reinforce the Hinduism supporters. So he made all these decisions. So I guess maybe he's half of the popular the word that you mentioned.
Oh yeah, populist.
Populist.
Okay. All right, thank you. Yeah, I think it's a good answer. So can we also have another question or comment again? To speak, you just need to turn the mic and speak. So any other questions or comments? And maybe I can have another question for Ken. Yeah, I think as we know, as a controversial leader, I wonder, so what is Modi's view on the caste system in India? We know many people outside India believe that the caste system is very unfair, but it seems that Modi has some different view on the caste system in India.
Sorry, I didn't have any knowledge about this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's okay. I'm just curious. Okay.
I'm gonna look up later.
All right. Thank you. That's good. So feel free if you would like to ask a question or make comments. Okay, so if not, let's give Ken a big hand for the wonderful presentation he just did. Thank you very much.